Well, it looks like there is a stance of Eric Ten Hag from signing Harry Kane. United have given their reasons through one of the transfer gurus that we know in the world known as David Austin and another senior reporter of ESPN known as Mark Odigain, and I found it very much important to close up this story with you because I have my own views and I'm very happy because when something that you don't want to happen to your club really goes back to where it's supposed to be and it's not coming near your club, why don't you celebrate, guys? It's not a bad thing to celebrate because you have to enjoy the moment. And this time around, there is a stance on Harry Kane. Welcome to United Matters channel. Good morning, guys. And where you watching us from? Rokan David is my name. We are going a little bit into Victor Osimhen. We are talking Vlahovic. We are talking Ahmad Diallo. We are talking the board of Manchester United, their experience with Tottenham Hotspur in here onto this channel, and smash the like button close to 100 times, and after smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto our beautiful channel that really does the needful. Now let's start it off with David Austin. He came out and he told us today that as things stand, Tottenham are not contemplating a sale of Harry Kane. Tottenham is determined to extend Harry Kane's contract. Initial dialogue has taken place, but nothing advanced. So to me, that was music to my ears because I don't want Harry Kane to Manchester United. Not because he's not a good striker, not because he's not going to take us to the next level of victory, of winning like the Premier League, Champions League, and so on and so forth. But my reasons are two. One, his age. Two, his injury record way back. Though this season his injury record is not looking all that bad, but if a person had an injury record, a bad injury record when he was still in his mid-20s, you tend to worry a little bit. You want to get another Paul Ebile Pogba? Do you want to get another Edson Cavani? Do you want to get a striker like Anton Martial who is really injury prone? I think we should get in a perfect striker, very fresh, one that is willing to learn from Eric Ten Hag, because you're 100% sure that Eric Ten Hag can turn this striker around. With Ben McCarthy being the forward coach at at Carrington, he can turn around any striker into what we want. And if at all you see Marcus Rashford, he's being turned into a striker. You get, he's scoring in very many goals. His composure in front of goal has gone ahead to alternate this season, and he's really firing in goals. 26 goals fired in this entire season only. That is Marcus Rashford surpassing his best ever of 22 goals a season. So I believe Harry Kane not coming, that's my happiness, because I know that if we get in a quality striker, whether Benjamin Šeško, whether Vlahovic, whether Victor Osimhen, whether Goncalo Ramos, Eric Ten Hag has the right man to nurture him into a better striker at the club of Manchester United. Now, look at how Bruno Fernandes, he was improved in heading the ball. After missing out a header against Liverpool, guess what happens? In the next game we play against Real Betis, he gets a header at the near post and he heads in the back of the net. So it shows you that we are having good coaches that can make this happen at Carrington and Old Trafford and really get these strikers to the levels that we want. I know Harry Kane is a finished article, is proven, is Premier League proven, but I think we are beyond being Premier League proven. Do you know why? Look at Lisandro Martinez, not in the Premier League, performing very well. Malacia performing very well. I think Anthony is one of those players that is really not performing better, but I think he has close to 7 goals this season. So it shows you that he's going to hit double figures in goals. So I think players outside the Premier League have gone ahead to prove under Eric Ten Hag that they can come in and give us a better job. Look at Sabitzer and how he's performing at the club. He's really having the best of his game at Old Trafford amidst him being injured and missing out on the game of West Ham and Southampton. Then Odegain, this guy, Mark Odegain, senior writer of ESPN, went ahead and really added more to what this guy known as David Austin had really told us first. He told us that despite Harry Kane entering the final 12 months of his contract at Spurs this summer, United will not risk a prolonged pursuit of Harry Kane engineered by Levy to run all the way until the final hours of the summer transfer window. And I think they're really getting this on spot. They are really getting this on spot. And I think this is the best decision that the board of United has ever made, because we don't want to go all out and take long without getting these signings in. I know it happened to us on several occasions, and we've always gotten in our marquee signings late. You get, Ten Hag wanted Frankie de Jong, and if at all he had really anticipated that he's not going to come early enough, would have gone in for Casemiro, because Casemiro was wanted to come to Manchester United, and if I had gotten Casemiro early enough, I think, and we had him in the preseason, he would have been so much integrated into that team, and obviously would have gone ahead to really do more points. Wouldn't have lost to Brentford, Brighton, wouldn't have lost 6-3 to Man City. You never know. So I believe this is a very good decision taken by the board of Manchester United, because you can't trust Dan Levy. He can tell you, I want £100 million or £120 million, and he doesn't negotiate. That's the ugly bit of this man known as Dan Levy. Then Mark Odegaard went ahead to confirm to us that sources have told ESPN that the prospect of dealing with Spurs chairman Daniel Levy for Harry Kane has left Manchester United focusing on alternative options, including Napoli's Victor Osimhen and Juventus's Dusan Vlahovic. If we are there, then we are good to go. I don't want Harry Kane. Amidst the age stuff, the injury stuff, there is a very big hinge of the owner of Spurs, Daniel Levy. He's not an easy person to negotiate with. City went in with £130 million, you get, to sign Harry Kane. He told them, I want £160 million. Even when City told him that we are giving £130 million are going to come in as add-ons, he said, no, I'm not going for your offer. I want £160 million net. So he's not an easy person to work with. And if I told you I'm going the Victor Osimhen way, Dusan Vlahovic way, I really support that. And now, lastly, Odegaard went ahead to give us another story or another hint about this transfer, that a source on Kane pursuit, United can't afford to start the season without any striker. Having dealt with Levy in the past, they don't want to go through that nightmare all over again for Harry Kane. So they might not even get involved. You know, we've signed some players from Spurs. Michael Carrick. There was Dimitar Berbatov. It was not an easy way to deal with the man. And if you've ever bitten by a snake, when you land on a rope, you have to really get frightened. So I believe this is a very good move. So if Kane wants to come to Manchester United, it's like the story is telling him that we are not going to come out and push hard. It's you to push hard this time round. Don't put pen to paper if you want to come to Manchester United. Now, Kane knows that the only big team he can go to in the Premier League is Manchester United. The other team that he can go to, provided they qualify for the Champions League, is Newcastle. But will that come to pass? Because Kane would 100% want to go in and play for Manchester United. If we know what Ten Hag is going to have to do at Manchester United, improve the club, improve the team, we are just like 3-4 signings away from being that team that everyone is going to be looking at to really win the league. A central defender, a CDM, a striker, and maybe another central attacking midfielder or left attacking midfielder, depending on how Ten Hag is planning. But we are like 3-4 signings away from being that elite team, having quality on and off the pitch, meaning that Ten Hag can name 11 players and obviously have some good 8 players on the bench. That is Eric Ten Hag for you. So Harry Kane wouldn't like to find himself not coming to Manchester United. So I think the other reason as to why these stories are being put out by Mark Odigan that United are willing to pull away from Harry Kane, having reported last week that United had contacted representatives of Harry Kane, is that they want Harry Kane to know that United are trying to pull out of this. And this time round, with you left with one on your contract, push for this move yourself. You get? United, if they are to go in for Harry Kane, they have to go in when they're just going to pay the money and get in the player. That's it. But if it's sorry, but if it's to talk with Danny Levy a lot, they won't do that. Remember Dimitar Berbatov? The player pushed for the move and came to Manchester United. So they want Harry Kane to tell the board of Spurs, I'm not renewing my contract. I want to be sold. That's it. So Daniel Levy will come out and say, I want such and such amount of money. Then United will tell him, we are giving you £80 million because your player is going for free. And in January, he can agree a deal with us and obviously sign him up. So as it stands, Daniel Levy is really having a very difficult time. He has always been making life difficult for others. Now it's his chance for him to face or test the bitterness of his own medicine, because this time around, Harry Kane has the advantage. The advantage is on the side of Harry Kane. It's not on the side of Daniel Levy. So let's leave that at that, and let's see what is going to develop tomorrow. And I feel like tomorrow there is a story of Victor Osimhen coming. Victor Osimhen or Dusan Vlahovic. It's coming, trust me. It's going to come, because after this story coming in through, that means United will be really looking to other people, and they don't want to see this damaging their transfer, and they want to go in for players who are really easily achievable. Now, let's go to the other player of United known as Ahmad Diallo, who's really tearing up the French League, not the French League One, that's the Championship with Sunderland. He got a little bit of injury, and we thought that was going to be away for some time, but the manager has gone ahead and really confirmed to us that Ahmad Diallo will be back in the Sunderland squad this weekend, all next after an injury that was initially feared as a season-ending injury. But obviously, he's going to be back, and that is music to my ears, because I want him to be playing game in, game out. And I've read a story about the manager of Sunderland coming out and insinuating that the reason as why Ahmad Diallo is really getting all this is simple. He has gone ahead to play 32 games, and in his entire career at the senior level, he hasn't gone ahead to play those kind of games. So as it stands, that is why he believes that Ahmad Diallo is really having these injuries, because his body is not used to playing those number of games a season. And I think he's okay, and I think he's right, because all the seasons they have spent at Manchester United, he never played very many games. When they loaned him to Rangers, he got an injury, and remember, he scored on his debut, but he got an injury. He found himself in a position of not playing very many games for Rangers. Now, Tony Mowbray, that is the manager of Sunderland, has said he's a lad who has never played three 90 minutes in a row and has played 32 games. His body is letting him know we have to let him rest. In a week, I think that he will be back and he will end the season in style. So Ahmad is really that exciting player that has gone ahead to do the needful and obviously take Sunderland to the levels of even looking to go into the playoffs this season. Look at Ahmad Diallo this season. He has gone ahead to play 28 games. He has scored 8 goals and 2 assists. 10 goal involvements for this Ivorian young lad who is 21 years of age. He's 20 years of age, and I see a lot of potential in him. He's one of those players that I'm really anticipating for or contemplating for to come back to the club of United in the summer during the preseason to give Anthony a go for his right attacking midfield position at Manchester United. So guys, your thoughts on Ten Hag Hurricane stance are welcome in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts about Ahmad Diallo, and what advice do you give Manchester United if at all they feel negotiating with Tottenham Hotspur is hard? Should they 100% stance themselves from signing him? All that and more into the comment section below. Guys, may the living true God go ahead and protect you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later and good morning, my mates.